Ads aren't bad, they're just brutally honest. Welcome to Modern Main Street, episode 3 for local business owners. If your business is not clear, ads scale that. If your business is clear, ads scale that. So most local businesses don't lose money because their ads aren't working. It's because they use ads out of sequence. Okay. So some business owners think that ads are magic. I have talked to so many business owners that feel like ads are magic. They throw money at ads before they should spend a dime on ads. Ads doesn't fix a broken system. So let's talk about this today. Other business owners think ads are a scam. They are not a scam. They can work very, very well, but you have to have certain things in place. The truth is somewhere in the middle, okay? So according to WordStream benchmarks, the average Google Ads conversion rate is about 4 to 7% across industries. Okay. So depending on the vertical, it's going to be somewhere between 4 to 7%. Meta ad conversion rates sit a little bit lower. Okay. And I've heard so many complaints about meta ads, but they can still be they can be done very well and work well. So meta ads sit around 1 to 3% for cold traffic. Average cost per click for local services often ranges from $2 to $10 or more, depending on competitiveness. So ads are basically math, okay? If your back end is not built for the math, you probably feel like you're gambling when you run an ad. So let's talk about when ads work. Okay, so when do ads work? I know you guys want to know. Ads work when there is an existing demand. And let me give you an example of that. Google search ads perform very well when people are already looking for it, such as emergency plumber near me or chiropractors that are open today. Think about what people are typing into the search engines, okay? So the ask that they're asking for, that works very well, okay? Google reports that high intent search queries convert significantly higher than display or social interruption ads, okay? So think about this. Search ads capture the intent, okay? Social ads create awareness. And this is what I always tell people because I have had so many business owners come to me over the years and they'll want me to run ads. They'll say, oh, I need you to run ads, or I need you to do my social media, and I need you to run ads. And what they want is a miracle. Okay. And a miracle cannot be created unless you are really tightening it in what you are talking about. Okay. So the social ads create awareness. Okay. They're not the same job. Okay. Search ads capture intent. Social ads create awareness. Okay. So sorry about that interruption, guys. So ads work when the offer is clear. And this is another problem that I see over and over and over again. So research from Nielsen shows clarity and brand recognition significantly increase the response rates of the ad. Okay. We do everything, will always underperform every single time. And compare that to same day water heater replacement. That performs better because it's very specific. So specificity, oh my gosh, I can't even say that word. Specificity lowers the cognitive load. Okay. Lower cognitive load increases the action. Okay. They don't have to think about it. Same day. Okay. Very clear. Okay. Also, ads work when there is follow up. Ads do work when there is follow up. This is the gap that I see with many small business owners and local business owners. This is where most local business owners fall apart. Okay. Here's the data that I want to show you. Harvard Business Review found that companies who respond to leads within 1 hour are up to 7 times more likely to qualify the lead and than those who wait longer. Okay. 7 times. Think about that. Think about that multiplier. 7 times more likely. Okay. You have 1 hour to respond to a lead. Okay. Now, I understand that most of you probably don't have things in place to handle responding within 1 hour, but many of you do. And we'll talk about that in the local growth hub, okay, which is where I help local business owners to really refine their messaging, get really clear so that the other things that you're doing are working, okay? Another thing is that I have seen is that many small business owners respond hours and even days after a lead comes in. Now, if you do that, and I'm going to use an example here because I was helping a roofing company for a while, and what I saw is, and this verifies exactly what those reviews say. For many of the leads that came in to this particular company, the response response expectation was 1 minute, just 1 minute. Okay. And the reason for that is because the first one who responds usually gets the communication. Okay. Now, you have to have something in place to follow up with that and to respond. Okay. If a lead comes in, say, in the evening and you don't respond till the morning, chances are a competitor has already responded and is actively talking to that particular lead. Okay. That's with just about any business. Okay. So I was referring to the roofing company, but sometimes people will put in an inquiry at like 10 o'clock at night. What systems do you have in place to capture that, to respond to it? Okay. So ads tend to generate opportunity. Systems convert that opportunity. Okay. So if you have ads without the systems, you're creating the opportunities, but they probably are not converting, or at least converting at the level that they should be, because you don't have the structure in place to follow up adequately. So ads may feel expensive for you. Okay. Ads also do work when there is margin to support them. So let me give you an example of that. If your average customer value is $150 one time, okay, you have very little room for acquisition cost, okay? It's probably going to cost you more than that, probably, to acquire one customer if you do run ads, okay? If your average customer value is $2,000 lifetime, you have flexibility. Without knowing the lifetime value, ads feel risky because they can be costly. But when you know the value, the lifetime value of your customer, the ads become predictable. Okay. So those are four ways that ads actually do work. Okay. because ads can be very, very helpful for your business. So now let's talk about when ads don't work, because this is what I see a lot of. And I really want you guys to listen to this. So ads don't work when they're used to fix slow sales. And this is the main thing that I see from many local businesses. When things get slow, they're like, okay, well, let me run more ads. I need my business in front of more people. But here's the thing. If you don't have clarity in your messaging prior to running those ads, it's not going to fix the problem. Okay. The other thing is that your emotional state matters. Okay. And this is why you should never do anything out of desperation in your business. You should always have a plan and think it through before you take action. Okay. So when business owners panic, they increase their ad spend and they expect immediate returns. That usually doesn't happen, guys. Okay. Meta and Google ad systems optimize over time. Okay. So learning phases matter. There's always a learning phase. If you've ever run ads, you know that there is a learning phase where, and sometimes it's like a week or so, and it's really evaluating what's going on with your ads. Okay. So it can optimize them for you. Immediate results when you run ads is not really a thing. Okay. And it's very unrealistic for you to expect immediate results. And I've had so many people come to me and they give it like 2 days. Oh my gosh, nothing's happening. And they start freaking out. Okay. But here's the thing. The ads are training the system. Okay. The algorithms need data. Okay. Rushed ads often produce rushed results because you're not giving it the time to do what it needs to do. And your messaging probably isn't on target, which leads me to the second reason why ads don't work. And they don't work when the messaging is unclear. If you run an ad in a state of panic, okay, because you need more leads, you need more sales, chances are you are not really thinking about what needs to happen with that ad. You're panicking, you're using language that is probably not going to convert. So if your website or your ad is vague, if you don't have a strong call to action, or maybe your call to action is almost a plea, if you don't answer the objections that your clients have, the ads will amplify all those weaknesses. Okay. Ads don't create clarity. They expose the lack of it. And that's why it's critically important for you to focus on your messaging and have clarity before you even think of running an ad. Okay. And this is what most local businesses do not do. And I know this because I've helped so many and they expect the ads to do the work for them. The ads can't do the work because the business owners have not done the work and clarified their messaging. Okay. So ads also don't work without trust signals. Now, I have talked a lot about trust lately, and it is truly an important aspect of your business today. Okay. Bright Local research consistently shows that 87% or more of consumers read online reviews before choosing a local business. Okay. Think about that. That's a high percentage. So if your reviews are weak or sparse, a lot of business owners don't take the time to ask for them on a regular basis, or maybe they're outdated. Okay. Ads drive traffic. Traffic leaves your site because you don't have the trust factors there. Okay. And money disappears, never to be seen again. And this is what happens. So this is what could potentially be happening when you are actually getting traffic from your ads, but you don't have the trust signals available for somebody to know why they need to buy from you. Trust is the conversion engine. The ads are just the accelerator, okay? But trust is the conversion. And today, trust is so critically important. And another reason brings me to the fourth reason that ads don't work is because you are not measuring them. You are not measuring them. And that could be maybe you don't know how to measure them, maybe you don't know what to measure. So many local business owners don't track their lead source. They don't track the cost per acquisition. A lot of them don't even know the cost per acquisition. Do you? Okay. And you're not tracking your close rate. These things are all critically important for you to know because you need to know how many leads you need in order to close one. Okay? That has to do with how much your cost per lead is. Okay? So without data, ads can feel emotional. With data, ads become strategic because you have something to go on. You have data, okay? And ads need data to work. So let's talk about, I'm going to wrap this up with a system first framework so that you can get better at this piece so that you can convert more from your ads if you're running ads. Okay. So first, this is I believe a four-step process. The first step is the foundation. Foundation before fuel. Okay, remember the ads are the fuel, but the foundation is your messaging. Okay, before spending on ads, ensure that you have a clear and specific offer. You have strong reviews and proof. Okay, testimonials, reviews, you need them. Simple landing page experience. It should not be complicated. The more complicated it is, the more chance you have to lose people. And define your follow-up process. So all of those things should be in place before adding fuel. Okay. A clear message, a clear offer, strong reviews and proof, simple landing page experience, and defined follow-up. Do you have a system in place? Remember, ads are the fuel and your system is the engine. The fuel without the engine creates fire, not movement. Okay. So remember that you need those things in place. And I did actually post an article on my Substack talking about some of these steps for great content. And you want to check that out because this is all related to that. So the second step, okay, the first step is the foundation before the fuel. The second step is defining the math. Okay, so you have to know your average job value. What is the value of your customer? You should know that. If somebody asks you what is the average value of a customer, you should be able to give them a number. You should also know your close rate. So to figure out your close rate, you would have to, if you actually talk to people, then you would go by how many you close, like run it on a 10 scale. How many people do you close if you talk to 10 people? If you close 4, you have 40, 40%, you're closing 40%. Okay. So if you need a certain number of sales, that tells you how many leads you need in your system to talk to before you'll reach the numbers that you need. Okay. So you need to know the average job value. You need to know the close rate. You need to know the lead to sale conversion rate. And you need to know the lifetime value. Okay, what is the average lifetime value? If you have a business where you get repeat business over and over and over again, Okay, that lifetime value can be pretty significant. But if it's just a once and done thing, it can be a lot lower. But you need to know what that is. Do most of your people come back? Okay, so I'm going to use the roofing company as an example again. Now, how often do roofs need to be replaced? Well, it depends who you talk to. So it can be anywhere from 10 to 20 years. Okay, so the average roof will say cost, I'm just throwing a number out based on what I remember the averages being. So say the average roof on an average home costs $15,000 to $20,000. Okay, we'll use 15,000 for this, and um, and you replace that roof. Okay, so that's a high ticket offer. So you have a $15,000 that you're taking in, but maybe 3 years go by, there's really bad weather, and something happens that they need a roof repair. Do they call you, or do they go to someone else? Do they call you because they trust you, that you did the job right the first time and they want to use your service again? Or do they think, oh, well, I don't know if that was done properly, so I don't know if I want to use that person? This really is going to affect your numbers, because if they come back to you, okay, for that repair, and they trust you and you do right by them, and they then 6 years later, 7 years later, they need a new roof again, do they come to you? That could be another $15,000. Okay. But, if you do a roof and you don't practice good follow up customer service um, and guarantees, they may go elsewhere. So that all has to do with that lifetime value of your customer and how that will be calculated. So you have to consider a lot of different things. So, for example, if you close 1 in 4 leads, average job is 1,000, then each lead is worth $250 for nice round numbers. Okay. If you know what you can afford to pay, the ads turn from gambling to an investment. Okay. So step number 1 was foundation before fuel. Step number 2 is define the math. Know your math. Okay. Step number 3 is choose the right type of ads. And this is something that I see over and over from business owners. So here's the breakdown. High intent ads, such as Google search, local service ads, ask ads. Okay. And this could be like, when you ask ChatGPT, hey, what is the best blah, 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 you should be showing up. Okay. And we'll talk about all of that in more detail at a later time. But today, let's just focus on high intent ads. Okay. These capture existing demand. If you are roof repairs near me, roof repairs within 24 hours, however you want to word it, whatever you think that is they are going to type into the search engines, that is a high intent ad. Okay. Compared to awareness ads, which are ads that you're running on Facebook, Instagram, display ads, these all build familiarity. Okay. And which is why a lot of people get frustrated running ads on social media and say, oh, those ads don't work. Those ads work. They just have a different purpose. Okay. So the sequence that you are doing things matters. Okay. Most business owners do awareness, hope, and then they panic when it doesn't happen. Okay. But the sequence that you should be using if you want to be successful with your ads is search, retargeting, and then light awareness. So are you optimizing your search ads? Because your search ads is how they're going to find you. Then you retarget all those people that come in there, and then you're running ads on awareness. Okay. That's the right order. Okay. Not awareness, hope, and panic when it doesn't happen. Now, the fourth step for ads, okay? So the first step is foundation before fuel. The second is defining the math. The third is choosing the right type of ads. Okay. So are you trying to create awareness for your business, or do you need the conversions now? Both ads are very important, but they do have different purposes. You need to know that. Okay. The fourth step is start small and optimize slowly. So Google's own documentation emphasizes testing periods and learning phases. And if you've ever run ads, you've seen that. Okay. It'll tell you it's in a testing phase. Okay. So don't judge an ad within 72 hours. And this is something that I see many local businesses doing. They'll put an ad up and a couple days go by and things aren't happening. So they panic or they change it because you didn't give it enough time. Okay, there's a the search engines need data. Okay. So what you should be doing is test your messaging, adjust your market as you need to when you're looking at the data that's coming in, and monitor your cost per lead. This will help you improve your conversions. Okay. So calm iteration beats emotional scaling. Like I said, when you're emotional and you put an ad out because you're trying to fix something that an ad cannot fix, it usually doesn't end well. So, what I want to ask you is what I want to say is ads are not the villain, misuse is. Most local businesses don't have an ad problem, they have a sequencing problem. Every stable local business owner I see uses ads as amplification, not salvation. Let me repeat that. Every stable local business owner I see uses ads as amplification, not salvation. You don't need to stop running ads. You need to stop expecting them to do the job of clarity, systems, and trust. Those things need to be in place first. So, this is the difference between being reactive in your marketing and strategic in your marketing and growth. So, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Okay. So that's part of what I teach in the Local Growth Hub. We are going to be focusing on messaging for the next few weeks. So if you want more clarity in your messaging so that you can amplify your ads, join the Local Business Hub, the Local Growth Hub on School, and you can be part of the community. It's a free community to join, and I will be helping you with your messaging. And this is like individual help. If you need help, you can post something in there and I will help you with it. So you can get that all for free in the Local Growth Hub right now on School. So join me over there if you need to clarify your messaging, refine what you are doing, and get more conversions. Thank you for listening to Modern Main Street, episode 3.